Hello, I'm DJ Jenkins, and for the Feminist Perspective blog, I want to be talking about Fallout. Fallout is a TV series that came out earlier this year. It was based on a video game, and then it came and became its own series on Amazon. And before I talk about Fallout, what is the feminist perspective or theory? According to Mary Livermore Library, published in January 2018, the feminist theory is key areas of focus within feminist theory include discrimination and exclusion on the basis of sex and gender, objectifying, structural and economic inequality, power and oppression in the gender roles and stereotypes, amongst others. In my opinion, the feminist perspective, it's very similar to critical race theory of like acknowledging the discrimination and the inclusion of women because of the inferior sex complex that society displayed within the years of just looking down on women and underpaying them and just objectifying them as objects instead of actual people. Now, within the world of Fallout, it follows this TV series. It follows a girl named Lucy. She's born and raised in a vault where the world, it basically calls World War III on itself, basically nuking the whole playing field, making it inhabitable for humans to live on the surface. So majority, or I just say half of the population is living in the vaults. And it's following the story of Lucy. It started off where she was about to get married to another person to the vault so she can move on and start a family with that vault. And then come to find out that that vault has been raided by raiders, and they're just taking resources from these specific vaults so they can just survive and thrive. Now within the TV show with Lucy, it displayed her as this naive woman that doesn't really know the outside world or how people with different ideologies will operate, and that would be pretty valid for her character because once again she was born and raised in a vault, and everyone in the vault, they don't know the outside world or other people other than who lives in the vault. Now within Fallout, it, in my opinion, it displays liberal feminist and radical feminist because as Lucy was about to get married to this one person, she's automatically in the mindset of being pregnant and try to repopulate, just displaying her as like, I wouldn't say as an object, but like someone that has to fulfill a duty for the future of Americans or the world. And for the liberal aspect, it follows other characters before the vaults or before the bombs fell and people went to the vault. One of the main characters within the show, I forgot his name, but he's like the Lone Ranger, and his wife was actually a part of this this organization that was setting up the vaults, and basically just like one of the head leaders of it. And the reasoning behind the vaults is basically just to experiment on people rather than keep people safe from the radiation from above. Another character, I believe her name is Madeline. She was also a leader of a cult that was against the vaults, and before the bombs fell, she basically painted an image of herself as like the Moth Mother, like this entity that was back in the day. So when centuries later, people in the vault is worshiping her. I find it interesting how Fallout as a series, it primarily focuses women as like the key points as how events starts within the Fallout series. For example, usually men are the ones that start wars or cause nuclear wars. Also, men, they can also do behavior and try to paint themselves as like a god figure, or usually the man is the one that's exploring the wasteland, becoming the badass. But within this show, Lucy, she's the badass that's exploring the wasteland. The Lone Ranger wife, she was actually a part. She was the main speaking point within the organization of dropping the bombs, whereas so they can make money off these vaults rather than just keeping people safe. And Meredith, I forgot her name, the mother moth. She painted herself as a godly figure that people centuries later, like I said, will worship her in the vault. And with this series, I believe is trying to communicate that women, they can also experience this, and it cannot just be the man that cause the discretion or make the decision. It can be a whole. It can be everyone as a whole, and someone up higher up can have that opinion, and it can be a woman.